And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day.
Today is Tuesday, February 19th, and it's National Chocolate Mint Day. You know those cute little mints that you get on your pillows? Well, in the hotels.
In the hotels, okay.
You mean your wife doesn't bring them to you?
No, it
Come
doesn't.
on.
Yeah, what about, I like the little junior mints.
Those are delicious
yes.
too, but we're going to tell you a little bit about that later after you tell us who's on.
Well, on our show today, we have Supervisor Lisa Bartlett, who of course represents this district, and she is bringing along a gentleman, Dr. Richard Affable, and he is of Be Well OC, and we're going to talk about that facility. Very interesting, and it's all about mental health and a lot of different services that they offer. Then from O'Connor Mortuary, Neil O'Connor will be here today, and Becky Lumica, and they're going to be talking about their services there. Neil has been, and Becky have been coming on for many, many years. Great folks. And you got to get your taxes done. Weather United Way here in Orange County has free tax preparation every Wednesday going on through the end of March. So take advantage of that.
That's a good deal. Okay, so meetings today. We have the Third Mutual regular board meeting, which will be in the boardroom from 9:30 to approximately 12:30 this morning. Okay, so Chocolate Mint Day. The Aztecs and Mayans are given much credit for their ways with chocolate, and while chocolate was brought back to Europeans, they were not fond of the dark bitter bean, and it was used more for medicinal purposes. As it was mostly consumed as a hot beverage, Europeans mixed mint, cinnamon, and other spices to make it more palatable. Over time, of course, sugar was added, and the combination of chocolate and mint became fashionable. Fast forward to the mid-1800s, when inventions and improvements in processes made it possible for confectioners to begin mass-producing chocolates, and one of the earliest mass producers of chocolate mints was Hewler's in New York. Everything from ice cream to brownies, cookies and candies, liquors and sauces now found their way having mint chocolate in them. And of course, Girl Scout Thin Mint cookies were first sold in 1953 and are still the most popular cookie. And the International Dairy Foods Association states that mint chocolate chip ice cream is the 10th most popular flavor of ice cream. I thought they were going to say the first, but no, it's the 10th. So there you go, Mint Chocolate Chip Day. Ken, how's our weather? It was gorgeous outside today. Is it minty? Minty fresh.
No, seriously, what's interesting, we got a beautiful day out here today, is that just because of the type of weather we've been having, my mint is growing, just unbelievable. By the way, if you ever plant mint, be careful where you plant it, because I made the mistake years ago. It takes over, but fortunately, I love mint julep, so there we go. All right, I love the weather today. Our week of weather is going to be cool out. Last night we were like at 30s and low 30s in our house. This morning we're at the low 40s. Sunny today. Tomorrow what's going to be happening is we're going to start out sunny, have increasing clouds, and a chance of late showers. And I say a chance on Wednesday because we're looking at late Wednesday, overnight into Thursday. This does not look like too much. Maybe a quarter inch at most. It'll be a cold system, so you can see the snow levels drop down to about 4,000 feet. We could get another dusting, as we did a few days ago of the mountains behind Saddleback. Looked at it yesterday. It was just beautiful out there. So keep that in mind if you're traveling somewhere. Again, not a lot of rain, but certainly it will be back with us. And as I put on Wednesday, a chance, because for us it may not get down here till after midnight. Then on Friday, we're going to be sunny and cool. Increasing clouds as we get Saturday, as we get into the late afternoon, with another chance of a little bit of rain coming in on Sunday. So it's certainly not over yet, but we got overall a brighter, sunnier week for us. Now, let's look around Orange County and beyond. And really the story is cool temperatures, all in the upper 50s. Maybe we'll sneak into 60 up there in North Orange County. Big Bear only getting up to 31, going down to 13 at night. Any kind of system that comes in this week, although it won't be a lot of moisture for us, it is going to bring more snow up into the local mountains. Palm Springs only 61, going down to 38. So beautiful, really just gorgeous weather out there. Now, our good friend Mark Rabinowitz, he captured some photos of Aliso Creek, and I mean, look at this. As long as I've worked here, I don't ever remember seeing pictures of the creek like that. Now, of course, this funnels down all the way up from the foothills. It goes down through a lake forest, Aliso Creek, I should say, comes down here. So by the time it gets down here, there are a lot of tributaries that come into this creek, so it's just pulling moisture and rain from everywhere. So this he took on Friday, I believe. And of course, so far this year, as I have mentioned, at least according to my rain gauge, we're up to, since January 1st, just about 21 inches of rain. Our season is usually about 12 or 13 inches. The seasons run from July all the way around to June. So if I put together what we got in the fall, we're probably up to about 25 inches of rain. So we're double the amount. So nice today, but you know, this shows something though, how quickly these flash floods can happen and how all this rain can just accumulate at once. So be careful. Whenever you see stuff like that, give it a good distance. You know, if you want to take photos, and that's great, but don't go anywhere near there. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Welcome to South County Adult Day Services. Conveniently located right here in Laguna Woods, we provide a safe, secure environment where you or your loved one can spend the day. Come socialize with friends, engage in enriching activities, receive the expert care you need, and participate in fun hobbies. Improve your mental and physical health and maintain your independence. We even take care of transportation. For a free tour, call us at 949-855-9444 or visit us at our center between El Toro and Moulton Parkway right next to the Olive Garden.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
I'm Dr. Leif Loberg, and I want to welcome you to our brand new facility here in Laguna Woods. We've been serving the community since 2006, and we're super excited to bring you an awesome team of doctors, Dr. Jackson, Dr. Asaturians, Dr. Vian, myself, here to serve you in our brand new state-of-the-art facility. Call us in the morning and we'll get you in the same day, guaranteed.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
Where can you see the greatest names in golf? Still making a name for themselves? Orange County's only PGA Tour Champions event returns as the Hogue Classic. Catch the legends of the PGA Tour at Newport Beach Country Club March 6th through the 10th and help Hogue Hospital give back to the health and vitality of our community in Southern California. Also, come visit the Hogue Health Village presented by Blue Shield of California to partake in games, giveaways, and informational health talks. Tickets available now at HogueClassic.com.
Welcome back. I have with me today your supervisor and my supervisor, Lisa Bartlett. She oversees the 5th District here in Orange County, and always a pleasure to have you on. So welcome back.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
And you've brought along a guest today that I have not met before, and I'd like to welcome Dr. Richard how do you pronounce it? I said affable, but it's affable, right?
Correct.
Okay. So I pardon me for mispronouncing your name.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the first nor the last.
So we're here to talk about primarily, we're going to talk about a few other things. It's called Be Well OC, and it's something that I had not heard of before. I read about it when you sent me the information. So I know that one of the things that you are most concerned about in this county, your district and all, is mental health. And a lot of times that relates to some of the homeless we have, which is also something that you're highly involved in as well.
Yes. So mental health and mental illness is something that right now is very prevalent in Orange County. And in 2015, when I was chairwoman of the board that year, I established the Mental Health Ad Hoc to take a look at what we can do to improve our system of care for mental health for all of our Orange County residents. And the outcome of that Mental Health Ad Hoc is the Be Well OC initiative that we are very excited about as a county. Every Orange County resident should have access to mental health services. And when you connect all of the dots with mental health, there's a connection many times to substance abuse, pain addiction, suicide. So there's a lot of things that need to be addressed with regard to mental health, and whether it's a youth or all the way up to our seniors. It's something that's very important to us in Orange County.
And doctor, let me ask you first off, why has this become more prevalent, or is it because we are much better today compared to decades ago of understanding this?
Well, mental illness is not new. It's always been with us.
Right.
But mental illness has not had the attention that physical illness has been about. Not to say that mental illness isn't a physical condition, it is.
Right.
I like to call it a brain disease. But we just have not been paying the attention to it that we have with other medical conditions. There's a stigma around mental illness. People consider it a form of weakness rather than a true medical condition. And we're trying to change that stigma. We will change that stigma so that we will understand it and we will be more conversant. And so then when we're more conversant in the condition and understanding what it is, then we'll get to solutions, just like we have for medical conditions.
Right, and it really runs the gamut. We can think of mental illness as someone who has some kind of a learning disability, has some kind of a condition they were born with, all the way to people who go throughout their daily lives, but their mental condition can be depression. That's probably one of the most hidden things that we don't see. Am I right?
Yeah, to be sure. There is quite the continuum when we talk about mental illness, from conditions that are, as you had mentioned, that have been lifelong and might be related to a learning disability, to conditions that have come on later in life, and maybe issues and conditions that could be environmentally influenced, not that they are the underlying cause, but anxiety states leading then to depression that can then lead to other more serious conditions. So there is a full continuum, just like there are a full continuum. There is a full continuum in many medical conditions and physical illnesses. We just need to be much more aware of the nature of this, like we are with diabetes, like we are with high blood pressure, like we are with cancer. We want to put it in a category such as that so that we will pay very close attention to it.
Supervisor, tell me about this center that it's the Be Well OC Anita Wellness Campus, and tell us how this is going to be involved in helping people, and is it a private-public partnership, or how is it run?
Right. What's unique about this particular initiative is that it is a public-private partnership. So the county just approved $16.6 million towards the Be Well Initiative campus, And 3 hospitals put in $12 million. CalOptima put in $11.4 million.
Okay.
For a total of $40 million. We will create a 60,000 square foot state-of-the-art mental health ecosystem campus. So this is something the county and all of our stakeholders and partners are very excited about. And it will be open to the public regardless of ability to pay.
Okay.
So open to all Orange County residents.
And it says Anita, does that mean it's up in that area, Santa Anita area, or is that just the name of it?
It's on Anita Place in the city of Orange.
Okay. Now, as far as people that are in need of this, is once it opens, doctor, will they need to go through their primary care provider or call up Orange County Health Services? How would that work?
Well, as Supervisor Bartlett mentioned, this is open to all residents of Orange County, regardless of payer status. And also, it will have many front doors. So the front door to the Anita campus, the Be Well campus, will be however is best accessible, however the individuals can make that accessible to them. So it could be through the 911 system, for example, so that it could be individuals who might have otherwise gone to an emergency department, would be much better cared for at the Anita Be Well Wellness Hub. So there'll be many ways by which individuals will be accessing the services in that facility.
Okay, let me ask you this, Supervisor, and this becomes a little bit more of a sticky issue nowadays than maybe it was years ago, and that is a family has somebody that they know within their family that is obviously in need of help, but perhaps they're over 18. So it's much more difficult nowadays to maybe get them the help they need if they don't want it because they're an adult now. Where years and years ago, I think whether it was good or bad, you could give them the help they need or have them, for lack of a better term, committed or whatever they needed. I'm talking about people who really have severe problems. But nowadays we've gotten to the point where they get to be an adult, and if they don't want the help, well, what can be done?
Well, that's why education is so important, to let individuals and families know about all of the resources that we have to be able to get their family members assessed and get them into the system of care. Because if they've got a family history of mental illness, something is genetic, or if a child has issues with cyberbullying or seniors with food insecurity, it's really important to get that individual assessed. And individuals and families need to know that we've got a host of resources available at the county to help them. And that's our goal at the county level, is to be able to get information out to the public at large so people know what resources are available, like the Be Well OC campus.
Right. Now, getting the hospitals involved, I think, is fantastic because a lot of times they're already involved in one way or another, and this is just another resource for them and for the patients.
Yes, and many patients end up in our emergency rooms.
Yeah.
And the emergency rooms, that's not the best place to treat individuals with mental health and illnesses. So we have a program that at the hospitals where they can contact a number, and somebody will come out and get that individual and get them over to a facility that can really treat the mental health issues, because the ERs are really not the place for those individuals.
Now, doctor, once this opens, is it a place that someone comes just to be looked at, to be checked in and checked out? Is it a daycare as well, or overnight facility? What's going to be available there?
Yeah, as Supervisor Bartlett mentioned, it's going to be a pretty substantial facility, 60,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And in a space like that, we can and plan to put many different types of services that are needed by individuals affected by mental illness and needing mental health. That includes crisis intervention and crisis stabilization, so the kind of patient who might have otherwise gone to an emergency department can be assessed there and stabilized. But one of the difficulties that we have is where does a person go after they have been stabilized.
Yeah.
And so one of the great benefits that we're going to see in the Anita Wellness Hub is the campus there is to have continuation of care. So we can have some on-site housing for individuals for short-term care, maybe as long as 14 days for those who are in acute need, and maybe even longer. So we're in the process of developing the programs that will be in that facility, but we are planning on a much more continuum of care set of services at that site, as opposed to just a short-term care like we would see in an emergency department or a stabilization center that's not connected to some sort of ongoing care process.
Okay, and is this your background as far as mental illness?
I'm a geriatrician, and a geriatrician is a doctor who cares for the elderly, and so mental illness and mental health affects the elderly very much as well. And so that full continuum of care is also a full continuum of age.
Right.
And so while we might see it in young individuals and children, we also see it in the elderly as well. So my interest has started in care of the elderly and in geriatrics, although the full continuum of services is what we're going to be addressing in Be Well Orange County, which is our program for all citizens and all residents of Orange County.
Very good. And I want to tell folks that you can go online and easily find this. If you just simply search for Be Well OC, it'll come up. You can find out more information. When do you see this opening?
Well, I'll leave that to Dr. Fadley, who's working closely with all of our stakeholders. But as soon as it's open, we'll certainly get information out to the public at large. Anyone can always call my office for additional information.
All right, very good. Now, let's talk about a couple other things. Every year, you've been doing well, past few years anyway, the Orange County Pet Expo, which is a lot of fun. This is done up at the sports park area in Lake Forest, and you're going to have a special guest there this year.
Yes, and in fact, he's been our guest for the last 3 years, which has been phenomenal. So Bruce Cameron, the author of A Dog's Way Home, and he has made this into another major motion picture.
Yep.
He will be bringing his dog Bella, which is the star of the movie, March 9th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Lake Forest at the sports park. And it would be great to get a lot of seniors there. They can bring their dogs and cats with them, bring their pets. Everyone is welcome. Admission is free to the public.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It's a great day for everyone. It's something that we look forward to every year.
Hopefully no rain.
And hopefully no rain. Fingers crossed.
Yes, but it's a lot of fun to go to. And even if you don't have a pet, you're going to have a great time. And the facility is wonderful up there. Now, other things that are going on, and just to kind of touch base on, I'd like to, as far as here in El Toro, we have the El Toro Road underpass that goes over the 5 freeway. I know that's moving along, and do you have any time frame from that yet?
We are working with all of the stakeholders. One of them is the new operator and owner of the Laguna Hills Mall, which is turned into the 5 Lagunas.
Yes.
So that project is a bit behind schedule, but we are working with the developer team there, along with the city of Laguna Hills and Lake Forest and Laguna Woods, to work on what we want to do with the interchange. We have a lot of different options for OCTA to create a much more easy to navigate interchange. Right now it's very difficult for a lot of people coming on and off the freeway at that intersection. So we are working through the process, and the environmental phase right now is in progress, but working with the stakeholders to figure out what we want to do with regard to that particular interchange.
Yeah, that'll be very nice when that gets done.
Yes, and then I also have a Senior Services Day that will be coming up specific to Laguna Woods. We're going to bring our mobile care trailers right to all of the residents here in Laguna Woods to give them assessments for their health and for other things that might be available from the county perspective as far as our resources, and working with the seniors to really get them the services they need. And I know that a lot of seniors here, some are homebound and really can't get out of the area, so we're going to bring all of our services to them on a particular day. I don't have that date scheduled just yet, but as soon as I do, you'll be the first to know, and we'll get that broadcasted.
All right, very good. Thank you for both coming on. Doctor, pleasure meeting you. I think this project is wonderful, and I can't wait to hear more about it as it begins to move along.
Yeah, we look forward to telling you more about all of the great services and programs we'll be putting together with Be Well Orange County.
Thank you very much. Always good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Thank you, Supervisor.
Pleasure.
And you know, if you want more information, as I said, for the Be Well OC, just go to beweloc.org. Very easy. And of course, if you want to get in touch with the supervisor, you want to get on our mailing list, I'm on our mailing list and get that. Is it every 2 weeks?
Every Friday.
Every Friday, okay. You can go on her website, ocgov.com/gov/BOS/5. You know what? Just Google her name. It's a lot easier, right? And there you can get it there, and you can get on her weekly news release, and that's how I find out about the Pet OC and all the wonderful neat things that are around South Orange County. So take advantage of that. Once again, thank you both for coming on.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
As I age, I realize that time is as important as my health. I have chronic health issues, and I want to make sure that I am in control of how I take my prescription medication. Before, I had to deal with the insurance companies. I had to take care of my refills. I had to go to the pharmacy, parcel out the doses when I got home. That all changed when I discovered AmeriPharma's MedBox. Now, all my medications are conveniently packaged and delivered right to my door. What MedBox does, it sorts these and puts them into an easy-tear packet, all conveniently labeled by time, and I never miss a dose. MedBox makes it simple to take the right medication at the right time, and the service is free. I feel healthier and happier. This is the pharmacy of the future.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cart Mart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Cart here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cart Mart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Trust the experts at Universal Carpet for all your flooring needs. Now get 50% off pet stain resistant and hyperallergenic carpet, porcelain tile, wood laminate and waterproof flooring, and complete kitchen and bath remodels. Plus get 5-year 0% financing, including free installation and free furniture removal. Our convenient showrooms are just minutes away in Irvine and Huntington Beach, or call 866-402-2747 for our free in-home shopping service. Universal Carpet, the low price leader for over 20 years.
Having great home care is as easy as 1, 2, 3. I'm Lori Renaud with ActiCare Responsive In-Home Care. We can provide the perfect caregiver for you to receive exceptional care in the comfort of your home. Step 1, call to schedule a care consultation. Step 2, meet with a registered nurse in your home. Step 3, start receiving care. Aging doesn't have to be difficult. Call today to get the help you deserve.
My father was a quiet man, and honesty was premier. Prior to his passing, it was emotional. The folks at O'Connor made it easier. They just went over and above and helped me get through this. If you have to go through this process, stop by O'Connor. You will not be disappointed.
At O'Connor Mortuary, our commitment is to serve our community with care and compassion.
Welcome back. Well, losing a loved one can be very difficult. So we have Becky Lomaka and Neil O'Connor here, who are from O'Connor Mortuary, who are here to help us through that difficult time. Thank you for both being here.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Now, I know it's been a while since you've been on, so give us an idea, a little background on O'Connor Mortuary.
Sure. Well, I'm a 4th generation funeral director, so our family has owned the business since 1898, which is 120 years.
Wow.
It started in Los Angeles. The parent company was Cunningham and O'Connor, so that was my great-grandfather started. And then my father had a vision to move the company in the early 70s, so he started the O'Connor Mortuary off Alicia Parkway in 1975.
Okay, wow.
Yeah,
Why did he want to move it?
You know, I think he saw opportunity and a change in environment in LA.
Okay.
So, and quite frankly, he's his own man, so partnership was not for him anymore.
Got it. So we made a good choice,
He
because
made a great
obviously
choice,
you're
right.
still around, everything's going well.
Right.
Well, good. Well, what's the premise of O'Connor Mortuary? I mean, it's a tough subject. So how do you talk about it, and what are some of the things that you have to go through with some of your clients?
Well, the key just as life is connecting with people and genuinely showing care for them, compassion, empathy, and be able to guide them. There's a lot of misinformation related to funeral service. So our goal and desire is to help people heal at the end of the day. Is really, we've all experienced death, different times, different places, different relationships. So that path of grief can be different for you, to me. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. There's so many different faith traditions, ethnic backgrounds in Orange County, which is a beautiful place to be. So we are experts at end of life and ceremonies and rituals. So it really is an honor to be able to help people. And for some people, it can be a transformation. It can be a healing. Some families have been split apart in many different capacities. It could be relationships that are dysfunctional that start to heal again, or sometimes they keep fracturing. So we get to see sometimes beautiful moments, tragic moments, and ideally, once again, we're trying to help people heal.
Okay. All right. Well, Becky, tell me a little bit about some of those healing ceremonies and through the grief process. It's called the gift of ceremony. What does that mean?
Yes, well, we really want to help people understand. So many times families come to us, they're devastated. It's the worst moment of their lives, and of course we all want to get over it, right?
Right.
And unfortunately with grief, it's something that we never truly get over. And people think by avoiding doing something, or by not doing anything, if I just avoid this, if I pretend this isn't happening, if I choose to do nothing, then this is actually going to help me, and I'm going to be able to move on. And what we know to be true through research is that doing something is really what is, as Neil said, is very healing.
Right. Okay.
So how do we help people create ceremony, ritual that will be healing and meaningful for them to start them on their grief journey?
And I would imagine that you mentioned diversity, right? So there's different religious backgrounds and there's different ethnicities. So you would have to know a lot about every different background.
We do, and we really pride ourselves on having a team who really understands our community, the different cultures in our community, and the different faiths in our community. So we're able to, and it's very comforting to walk in and you are Zoroastrian or you are Buddhist, and we understand what your rituals are. And so that's comforting. Gosh, I know I don't have to explain this all over again to somebody. They understand where I'm wanting to go with this. And then more and more people we find really don't have any traditions or any rituals. So really helping them design something that will help them.
Now we have a clip that actually talks a little bit about the ritual and some of the things that you help them with. So why don't we take a look at that?
The road of life is filled with important milestones, major events that help to define who we are and what's important to us. Universal moments like birth, graduation, marriage, and anniversaries bring families together to connect through touching and uplifting ceremonies. But what about end of life? Where does that fit on the list of life's milestones? Meaningful ceremonies and rituals create a transformative life experience. Reflecting and remembering a person's legacy in the presence of gathered community. This is when healing begins.
When I first met him, it was like first attraction. I go, oh, I like this guy. Once we got talking, he became the love of my life. Yeah, miss him. The neat thing for us about the ceremony is because Kenny was such a big part of our lives that we wanted to be involved in all of that too. So we wanted bagpipers. Yeah, we can get bagpipers. We wanted doves. Absolutely, we can get that done. When we had the ceremony, my daughter actually sung, and family got up and read, and so that brought it all into this wonderful life that Kenny had. And then after the ceremony, we all went to the beach and watched the waves come in. I think doing everything that we done, it made us able to go on with our life. After the ceremony, the grief started subsiding and I started healing, and we wouldn't have had that if we hadn't have had the ceremony.
Great information. Obviously, people have been through an awful lot, and you can see the different kinds of ceremonies. One question that came to mind is different languages. Is that a barrier for you at all?
Actually, no, it's not. We have people on our team who speak several different languages: Spanish, Mandarin, Korean, Japanese. So,
wow. Well, that's great. That's good, because we have a variety of different folks who sometimes don't necessarily want to use English. They would like to use their native language. So I think that's awesome that you have that kind of variety. One other thing I want to talk about is the power of presence. You know, how can we come alongside the grieving to support them? I mean, me or any of our family members, and how do you contribute with that?
Well, first and foremost, I forget who said it, but it was just show up. Mm-hmm. Showing up in life, as you know, is, I don't know if it's 99% of presence, but a lot of times people say, what do I say? You don't have to say anything. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Sorry you're going through this moment. But really, I think just presence. When I've experienced death and people shown up to the ceremonies, I'll never forget that. What they said to me, I can't remember. Mm-hmm. But just your presence is powerful.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So even if, like, I've been to some funeral services where I didn't necessarily really know them that well, right, but I felt important to support that person. Mm-hmm. So is that kind of what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Well, yeah. So if your neighbor, who you know relatively well, mm-hmm, say they have a death in their family and you didn't know really the deceased, but to go support your neighbor, mm-hmm, that's very powerful. That speaks volumes. You know, there's so many milestones in life, as we know, birthdays, holidays, anniversaries, graduations.
Right.
We normally go there with our families, so why wouldn't we go here with our families or our friends or our neighbors?
Yeah, good point. Okay.
When we die, you know, our death really no longer belongs to us. It belongs to our family. So those of us who can come alongside and support our friends, even if we don't know the person who has died, it is meaningful. You know, we're not meant to go this alone. In grieving, we don't mark other milestones in our lives, mm-hmm, in solitary, and really death should be no different.
Exactly. Very good. Thank you. So if anyone wants any information, there's a phone number you can call. It's 949-581-4300, or they can go to the website at o'connormortuary.com. Right?
Great.
Perfect. Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
It's our pleasure. Thank you.
And remember, if you need any assistance in regards to the services that we mentioned, you can always go to o'connormortuary.com. We'll be right back.
Pacific Cremation Society offers the same cremation services as traditional funeral homes at a fraction of the cost. Call today to get your free $30 membership using the code MyMembership. Being a member guarantees special savings off all of our cremation plans. To request a free personal planning guide, call or visit us online at www.pacificcremationsociety.com. Start your conversation with Pacific Cremation Society today.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Kim Bermude with the Orange County Sheriff's Department. We've seen an increase in phone scams where con artists pretend to be someone they are not, including law enforcement officers. Don't be a victim. Trust your instincts. If a call seems suspicious, it probably is. For example, the Orange County Sheriff's Department will never require payment over the phone. If you receive one of these calls, contact the Orange County Sheriff's Department as soon as possible and visit our website to learn more about scams.
Welcome back. Well, today we're going to be talking about taxes. Not always the most fun subject, but in this case, Sue Parks is with us with the United Way, and they are going to be having help for you, if that's what you would like. People that can help you do your taxes at no cost, and it's done in conjunction with the United Way and also AARP, and it's a really great service, so welcome.
Thanks, Ken. Glad to be here.
So tell me about when you're going to be doing this and how long the program goes on.
Okay, well, OC Free Tax Prep runs through April 15th.
Okay.
And here at Laguna Woods, we're actually supporting with volunteers who are every Wednesday at Clubhouse 5 in the dining room from 9 to 3.
Okay.
So, and that will go through March in terms of having people on site. But there are sites throughout the county as well.
Now, as far as people doing this, how do they, I guess they're going to ask, do I need an appointment? Do I just show up? How does that work?
They can certainly just show up in terms of what's going on, but there's a great site to find out all their questions and their answers. And I'm not sure if it's on the screen behind me.
OCFreeTaxPrep.com.
OCFreeTaxPrep.com, exactly. Yeah. And that'll answer any questions, but it'll also show maybe Wednesdays aren't a good day, but they want to get this done and they want the help. It'll show them other sites throughout the county as well.
Okay, now what about, I think people who maybe want to do this, they're going to ask, well, who are these people that are helping out? Are they accountants? Are they trained? Obviously you want to know that because they're the ones that are guiding you through this process, right?
Absolutely. So every year, Orange County United Way trains with the IRS over 500 volunteers. So these are volunteers who have been trained, and so they've gone through a really very strict training program, but they really are here to help people who need help with their taxes. And we say that low and moderate income people here in Orange County. And it's such a great service because it takes away the tax preparation fee, but also it links people who earn under $55,000 a year may not know that there are earned income tax credit programs out there, and they may be able to get up to $6,000 back. And again, they can go on OCFreeTaxPrep.com to learn more, but those volunteers are trained to help people. Just last year alone, we brought back $4.6 million to people in Orange County who qualified. So these are working people who have a W-2 or self-employed, but earn under $55,000. So that's another amazing reason for your members here might qualify for that, to take a look at it.
Now, that's $55,000 per individual, am I right? Or is it by couple, or that
would be household.
Oh, household.
Household income, yes.
Okay. Now, when they decide to do this, they're going to, what should they bring? Just the kind of things you'd normally bring, your W-2, if you give into any charities and have deductions and things like that.
Yeah, but just think about it as going to an accountant, and for people who haven't done that before, again, I keep referring back to the website, but the website will tell them exactly what to bring. But definitely bring all of their identification, any receipts that they have questions on, certainly their W-2s, or on documentation if they're self-employed.
Okay, now as far as again, since it's a limited time here, it's only Wednesdays, am I right? If people want to set up a time, can they, or is it strictly first come?
Again, in terms of checking out, I believe that it would be available for them to go on OCFreeTaxPrep.com to see if there's specific appointments scheduled on Wednesday. Other than that, they could come, they could see the flow of folks, and I don't think they would have a long wait.
Okay, and usually I would think that a lot of the people who are in this bracket, it doesn't take too long to do their taxes.
Right, I think it's just the help, the help, and again, I can't emphasize enough that there there are people who are missing out on that earned income tax credit program. And I think that last year, or a couple of years ago, the government here thought, when they looked at all the records of who would have qualified, 1.1 million people missed out on that earned income tax credit. There was something like $1.9 billion left on the table. So I strongly encourage anybody who maybe think, oh, my brother-in-law helps me with my taxes, or somebody else helps me with my taxes, may not know about that earned income tax credit, and what a wonderful way to find out.
And is that tax credit like just deducted from the from your income? Is that how that works?
Well, I know that they get a check back. So last year we brought back the Orange County United Way, and working with all of our partners, we brought back over, I think, $4.6 million to people here. We help,
and we want to help more. On that.
Yeah, we want to help more.
So again, the website, ocfreetaxprep.com. Obviously, you know, what Sue is saying here, she encourages you to look at that first, because that's going to give you all the information that you need, what you need to bring with you, because there might be things that you don't know about. You know, I'm looking at the list here. Obviously, people know W-2s, but, you know, like a 1098 and T forms for educational expenses. A lot of people wouldn't have thought to bring that.
Right.
You know, so that's really helpful.
Yeah, set yourself up so you can win and you can maximize the process there, right?
Okay.
And again, so I know that we're here at Laguna Woods, and just so you know, they did a survey, the government does a survey, and there's a lot of people in zip code 92637, which I believe is the Laguna Woods zip code, that would qualify for that earned income tax credit, meaning they're working, they get a W-2, or they're self-employed. And we want to make sure everyone here gets the maximum benefit that they can.
Okay, and that's a good point that you just brought up. People here that are still working.
Correct.
That are still, people that are just retired on Social Security or a pension or something like that, that's different.
If they still want to help with their taxes,
right.
please come. But for the earned income tax credit, it's based on your earnings. So again, two different ways to think about it. For people who come and would qualify for getting their free taxes, it would be $60,000 or under in terms of their income. And for somebody eligible for the earned income tax credit, it'd be under $55,000.
Okay, very good. And again, that website is ocfreetaxprep.com. I encourage you to go there because you can get all your information. It starts is it this Wednesday?
Yeah, it runs now through the end of March here.
Okay.
And you know, we at Orange County United Way are just happy to help. One of our major goals is helping people achieve financial stability, and this is a really important program that we're excited to have the opportunity to share.
All right, thank you very much. So I really appreciate it. Great to have you on. And again, once again, ocfreetaxprep.com, and go on there first, get your information, make sure you bring all your stuff with you. That's the important thing.
Great.
Thank you, Sue.
Thank you,
Good
Ken.
to see you. We'll be right back.
It's never too late to improve your health with exercise. Challenge yourself to get moving in the morning. Hi, I'm Susan Tuttle. I'd like to encourage you to tune in to Channel 6 each weekday mornings at 7:55. 30 minutes of daily exercise will add years to your life. What are you waiting for? Come join me.
Good morning. Joel Walker, your golf professional here at Laguna Woods Village. Beautiful morning today. It's Free Tip Thursday. So anyway, this morning what I wanted to talk to you about in your golf swing, no matter how long you've been playing, if you're just starting the game, if you've been playing for a few months, a few years, your whole life, right? The best thing you can do and to think about in your golf swing is, how do they work? Well, good golf swings work from the ground up, not necessarily up here. Our arms and our hands, the club, the shoulders, right? All needs to work in sync, and we want to hit nice, consistent shots. We want to have balance from the ground up. B-A-L-A-N-C-E, that's the word of the day, balance. All right, so as we set up to the ball, we're going to hit our shots. We feel that nice coil in our shoulders, right? We're reaching back, we're engaging our hips a little bit. We want to stay steady and we want to stay balanced, because none of this great stuff up here that you're constantly working on is going to work very well or consistently if we're off balance. If I'm dangling around here, too much on my toes, right? The club gets thrown off and the shots just get inconsistent, right? So as we do take our backswing, right, we're going to turn those shoulders, engage our hips a little bit, and we want to be solid, nice and balanced on our right foot, kind of on the center instep here. You know, a hurricane might blow me over, but a 30-mile-an-hour wind won't. I know that. So I'm right here and solid, steady at the top of our backswing. Now the same thing can be said as we follow through to the finish, right? I want to be balanced over here too. Got a whole foot and a whole nice leg to use to steady myself as I finish the swing. Steady. Balance. What's the word of the day? Balance. That's right. Okay, so as I'm here, right, I'm in the right spot. I'm in the right part of town. Now if I'm creating that swing and taking into the action, and now I'm out on my toes, boy, you see a lot of people doing that, right? Falling off balance. As all that energy's generating out here to our toes. Want that. Same thing be said if I'm rolling out here onto my heel. Not good, right? So use your whole leg, use your whole foot, use that center of that foot. It's there, it's like a nice post. Boom, balanced. B-A-L-A-N-C-E, balance, that's the word of the day. Enjoy yourselves, let's keep our golf course in good shape, and hope to see you guys around. Thank you. I wanted to let you in, it's not really a secret, bit of a limited space though, but I've been offering a no-cost boot camp where we do some stretching in the morning, we do some golf fundamentals, some mental stuff of what's going on, you know, in the mind while we're swinging the golf club and playing the golf course. So if you want to join me for that, I'd be glad to have you. Be most excited about meeting everyone who haven't met yet. If you want to come out, the sign-ups, you can call me. My direct line is 268-2024 to sign up. They're 3-week periods and space is limited, but we can get you, in the system and ready to roll on those 3-week boot camps. A lot of stretching, some minor strength training, and just what is important in swinging the club, maybe expanding our range of motion a little bit. Again, working on balance, which is very key in the swing, and most of all, having fun. We can talk world politics too, if you'd like, philosophy. I do have a degree in philosophy. Anyway, please join me. And also, I've got another thing going on that's quite exciting. People have taken great advantage of and improving is a free tip Thursday. Come out in the morning at the driving range in our lower teaching area, and I'm there for about an hour or so. Come up for a few minutes. We'll discuss a couple of things you might have questions about regarding your golf swing. I'll take a look at you, do a swing check. Couple of free tips. Free is good. If it's free, I'll take 3. So anyway, come and see me. And again, if I haven't met you, I'll be really looking forward to meeting you. And greetings and good golfing. Thank you.
What lies inside all of us is more than data. It's life. What's flowing through America's veins is its diversity. We ask for 1 million individuals to come forward and stand on this landmark in history. All of us are different, and it's those very differences that will lead to answers for generations to come.
Movies for you. We have Johnny English Strikes Again, and that's on Friday, February 22nd at 2 and 7 p.m. And he is always a crack up. The new adventure begins when a cyber attack reveals the identities of all active undercover agents in Britain, leaving Johnny English as the Secret Service's last hope. Called out of retirement, English dives headfirst into action with the mission to find the mastermind hacker. As a man with few skills and analog methods, Johnny English must overcome the challenges of modern technology to make his mission a success. It stars Rowan Atkinson, Ben Miller, and Olga Kurilenko, and that'll be on Friday at 2 and 7 p.m. Then we have a movie called Hope Springs, and that's going to be on Monday, February 25th at 2 and 6 p.m. And that is about Collins, a sad-eyed British artist, holed up in a rundown hotel in small-town Vermont after being dumped by his fiancée. The hotel owner plays matchmaker and introduces him to a local girl. Romance ensues, though Collins' ex may be looking to reunite. This stars Colin Firth, Minnie Driver, Mary Steenburgen, and Heather Graham. And that looks like a fun one, and that's going to be February 25th at 2 and 6 p.m. Okay, how about our weather? It's looking really beautiful for today. And, you know, we've had so much rain, we really don't want any more rain. And look at those mountains in the background, full of snow. Unfortunately, some people did get stranded this weekend, but beautiful today, sunny and cool, 58, 39, mostly sunny, possibly tomorrow, chance of late showers. Morning showers on Thursday, 54, 37, and then sunny and cool on Friday, 57, and then mostly sunny over the weekend, 59. And around town, looks pretty good, little on the cool side. Big Bear, 31, 13 Burr, and then Palm Springs, 61 and 38. And then tomorrow on our show, we have some fun people coming on. We have the Dana Point Wharf. Captain Todd Messer will be here to tell us all about the Festival of Whales. I guess they've been seeing an awful lot of whales on their whale watching trips. And then we have Hearing Remedy with Ken Post. Have a great day, and following our program today at 9:30 will be a meeting, so check it out right after this if you're watching our morning show. We'll see you tomorrow.